Hey everyone, it's Desy Cheng, and this right here is the West Edmonton Mall. Now I'm traveling with my two kids, my wife, and also my in-laws, and I'm here to tell you if this is going to be a great family travel vacation spot or not. I will go through all of the amenities, all of the attractions. I will also tell you where I stayed and any kind of tips and hints and things like that. But yeah, stay tuned and watch the rest of this video.
So firstly, we stayed at the West Edmonton Mall Inn, which is literally right across the street, and it's about 30 to 40% cheaper than the Fantasyland Hotel, which is inside the mall. The rooms were quite spacious, but very, very basic. And included, there was free breakfast every single day. But the best part about it is that you get free passes to either the amusement park Galaxyland or their water park, or both, depending on how long you stay. And also as an added bonus, the closest entrance to that hotel, to the mall, is either Bourbon Street, which is on the main level, that's pretty much where the entrance where all of the restaurants are, or up top, right above that is T&T, the grocery store, so you can kind of get your snacks, your regular standard groceries, or even they serve food there as well. And all of that is literally just a 3 to 5 minute walk. So next, let's talk about the first attraction, which is Galaxyland. Galaxyland is their amusement park indoors, and I would have to say it was probably one of our favorite amusement parks that we've been to for younger kids. And the reason why is, number one, it is covered. So you don't have to worry if it's a hot summer day or anything like that. There's air conditioning. The other thing that we really did like was that there were minimal lineups. So even though that we went towards the end of summer, there's lots of people there, but the most that we had to wait was maybe 1 or 2 minutes for most of the rides, or sometimes there was no lineups. And then the longest one was their main kind of roller coaster, where we did have to wait. I think it was like close to 15, almost 20 minutes. But other than that, our kids went on rides multiple times, and it was a fantastic experience overall. The other thing that we did really enjoy was that there was unlimited in and out privileges, so you can kind of, if you get tired, you want to go to the food court. One of the food courts is right next door, so you can go get some relatively inexpensive food there. Also, there is a dollar store just outside as well, so that if you are thirsty, you could just go and get a drink from the dollar store. So overall, we had a fantastic experience at Galaxyland. The next attraction that the kids loved was the water park. And the indoor water park was great. I would highly recommend going there early so you can snag a chair or an area where you can kind of put your personal belongings. Yes, they do have lockers on the inside, but sometimes you just want your access to your phone, right there. And the other thing that, if besides from having a big, large wave pool and like many different slides, they also have a big, huge kids park, kind of play area, water park kind of thing. So if your kids weren't into those big slides, they could totally play in this kind of park area. And then he had even a smaller area for even younger kids. And if you wanted more privacy, you can rent a private cabana, and where you're kind of like right close to the hot tubs and things like that. But be prepared. I think there were like $80 and up, depending on which one you get. But there were a lot of different options. Also, there is a zip line that kind of goes across the entire place. But again, that is at an additional cost. Another attraction was the Sea Caverns, which is kind of like an underground kind of aquarium. It wasn't very large, but it did kill, an hour and a half of our time just to kind of go downstairs and just kind of, see the things from below. And you were able to touch like a little shark, touch some of the starfish and things like that. So overall, they also had turtles as well. So it was okay. It wasn't amazing, but it was still something that's neat to have inside a mall. They also have a sea lion show, but that actually is only, I think it was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or something like that at 2 p.m. and you have to buy your tickets in advance. And I would highly suggest going there 30 minutes before the show starts so you can make sure that you get a good seat. And I would also highly recommend that you sit front row. Don't worry, I don't think you're gonna get splashed, or if you get, it's just a minor thing, but it's cool because sometimes they'll have the penguins walking out or anything like that. And when you're front row, you can see it up close and personal. They also had mini golf, which was great. It was a little bit on the pricey end as well. I think for a family of 6 of us, we spent, I think it was like $130, $120-ish. So it was still a little bit more expensive, but again, it still killed like an hour and a half of the time. So overall, we still, if we were to go back, we would definitely still do the mini golf. Arcades, there's 2 arcades. There is the Rec Room, which is part of the whole Cineplex kind of thing. There's also a more ghetto version, which is kind of the one we went to, but same kind of concept. You load money onto a card and you just tap to play. The kids liked it. Again, it killed another hour and a bit. But yeah, the kids really enjoyed it. The Swan boat ride. This was, again, not as intense or crazy, but the kids absolutely loved it. You just get to kind of get into a paddle boat and just kind of paddle around the center of the mall, which was kind of fun. But yeah, I would highly recommend it. Was it thrilling or exhilarating? No, not really. I didn't even get to go on it. My wife and my kids got to go on it, but it was okay and it was something to do. They do also have a pirate ship in the middle of the mall, which is kind of cool. I think you have to pay to kind of get on to kind of look at it. We didn't do that part. However, there just off to the side of that, there are remote control pirate ships that you can do. And I think it's like $2 for like, you know, a few minutes of play, which is kind of fun. They don't really do anything, but you can kind of remote control and just kind of drive the boat around, which is kind of interesting. On the other side of the mall, there is also an ice rink. We didn't do anything with ice rinks, but I'm pretty sure there's like public skating and things like that. We also did the bowling there, and they have a massive bowling alley, but we actually chose to do I think it was the 5-pin and a more private room. We enjoyed it because, I mean, it was a much smaller space and it was well lit. So yeah, bowling was a great family activity. There are many other different activities there, such as go-karts and things like that, but everything I just told you, we did, and we spent 5 days there, 4 nights, and I feel like it was a good amount of time. I mean, if you did 3 nights, 4 nights, that's still, you know, you'd be able to still cram it all in there, no problem. But you would definitely want to spend at least 1 full entire day for Galaxyland and 1 full entire day for the water park. But anyways, let's kind of wrap this video up. If you are wondering if you should go to the West Edmonton Mall for a family vacation, assuming that you got young kids, you know, I don't regret it at all, and I thought it was a fantastic experience. We didn't even rent a car. We just Ubered from the airport straight to the hotel. We did not need a car at all because everything that we needed to do was at the mall. And again, it was just like a 3 to 5 minute walk. So. And again, I would highly recommend you stay at either the Fantasyland Hotel, which is inside the mall, or the West Edmonton Mall Inn, which is the one that we went to. They're the same family, same chain, but because you get those free day passes for those attractions. But anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope you found this helpful. So if you did, please like and subscribe, and definitely don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Desy31.